160. If we change this, let's say we had 50 and 10, it automatically updates and the chart updates. How to build a bell curve in Excel. This is an update of an earlier video. Long ago, I would do this with 60 data points to try and create a nice smooth curve. Turns out we don't need that at all. You can go with 30 data points, you can go with 20 data points, heck, even 10 data points still creates the exact same curve. It starts to look a little bit wonky at 5, right? That's not right. So 10 is the right number. Makes this whole thing simpler, plus dynamic arrays. 2 formulas. You have your 2 input cells, 2 formulas here. The first formula is the sequence function. So we want 10 points plus the mean. So that's 11 rows. I leave the number of columns blank, which gives us 1. We take the mean minus 3 times the standard deviation. So B1 is the mean minus 3 times the standard deviation. That's where we start. 100 minus 3 times 20 gets us 40. And then we're going to jump by whatever the standard deviation is times 6 divided by the 10 points, right? So that gets us the numbers from 40 to 160. If we change this, let's say we had 50 and 10, it automatically updates and the chart updates. Okay, so now that you have these 2 formulas in, we're going to come to the Insert tab, and this little icon here is for scatter charts. If you would choose the one with the dots, then they'll know that you want to use 10 instead of 60. So we want to go with this one here, scatter with smooth lines, and you get a nice little chart with the X and Y grids like that. Faster, easier, the best if you can just remember these 2 formulas and you're good to go. Want a cool little trick? Check out this formula. So the text join with a space in between each one, comma, comma, in quotes, mean, colon, space, and then click on B1, that's the mean, and then in quotes, space, standard deviation, colon, space, end quote, comma, and then the standard deviation. What that does is it gets us a formula that gives us the title for the chart. Click on the title here, right? With the title selected like that, click in the formula bar, type an equal sign, and then click on this cell. It'll build a formula that points to the sheet, which is kind of weird, but that's just the way it is, right? And now we have this awesome thing that if we would change, let's say, to a mean of 500 with a standard deviation of 120, right? It automatically updates. Isn't that cool? Or, hey, let's face it, if you have Copilot and you don't mind burning a few extra cycles of the LLM, you could come here, have a prompt something like this, draw a bell curve with a mean of the value in B1 and their standard deviation of B2, press enter. It's going to take 30, 40 seconds for it to go out and build that spreadsheet. Really, this is one, I could go either way. I could just do it, or I could let Copilot do it. We'll see what Copilot comes up with here. They actually took the time to put the mean and standard deviation in. But is it dynamic? Of course not. They hard-coded the title in. So there's one of those things you gotcha with Copilot. Better just to learn these 2 formulas, build it, and then you'll have something dynamic and always good for any mean and standard deviation. Hey, I want to thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next time for another Netcast from Mr. Excel.